Hey everybody. I know it's been a bit since I've actually done anything for you guys, but I wanted to let you know I'm alive and well. I've just been extremely busy, especially during the Halloween or the Samhain season, and NaNoWriMo, the month of November, which is NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month. And I just discovered a new thing that I could be doing, because I'm already doing NaNoWriMo and I've gotten like 5,000 words written down. But there's also a version for podcasters such as myself to do a podcast, a short little podcast every day of this month. And I know it's the 5th day, and I might be back posting a couple of these short little snippets in order to make up for the 4 days that I didn't know this was going on. But it's basically a 10-minute podcast. I'm just going to be basically giving you updates and letting you know what's coming up in the podcast, and also giving you little snippets of what's coming up in the next podcast. I'm not very good at doing off-the-cuff podcasting, as you may or may not know, those of you who've been with the podcast long enough. I did want to talk a little bit about something ADF related. I'm not going to go into horrible detail with this, because if you wanted to go on Facebook, you can find all the detail you would want for all the stuff that's going on. The long and short of it is, 4 ADF priests so far have resigned from ADF in protest, I believe, don't quote me on this, in protest of some actions and some inactions from people within the organization of ADF. And yes, I'm keeping it very vague because I don't know all the details of what's going on. And I've just been reading what's going on Facebook. And it was very severely distressing seeing this was going on. I was not unaware of some of the issues that were put forth by some of the priests that resigned and some of the other people that were making comments. I wasn't aware of the issue, but it was still distressing seeing so many people that I love and adore and also admire and respect leaving an organization because they've been treated wrongly. And that's being the vague as I possibly can. But that stuff is going on, and it was very distressing. And I just wanted to put forth that all that stuff is going on. I'm continuing the podcast. I'm not resigning from ADF. I'm hoping that the organization and the Mother Grove can pull itself together and guide us through this troubling time and grow and change the way that it needs to continue on into the future. With the vision that it was created with. And I'm going to be continuing with the podcast with the same vision that I have had for the podcast since the very beginning, was to bring people together around the same fire. It's in my tagline every single time you hear the podcast. I know some people get sick to death of it, but it's there. But that's my vision for the podcast, is to bring people together around the same fire and create some sense of community. Sorry, can't talk today. It's a serious topic, and I'm goofing up on my speech. But all I really mean to say is that I will be continuing with the vision of my podcast throughout this troubling time, and keeping track of what's going on with the Mother Grove, the clergy council, and all of the organizational bits. But as long as I'm able, I'm going to be continuing to do this podcast, and as long as I'm able, I'm going to be continuing as a member of ADF and continuing supporting people who share the same vision as I do. That is to create a community of people that can come together and worship together and be together as a community. And as long as I can do that and continuing with that vision, I will continue to do that. But it's a very emotional time. I was very distressed last night about it. I found out about it by seeing several posts on my feed around 10 o'clock at night, and I basically lost about a night's worth of sleep over it because it triggered my anxiety, and I was very anxious and distressed about what was going on once again. So that's going on, and podcast is continuing through this. I know I'm not a terribly important person in the ADF community, but I do know that people do actually listen to my podcast, which I do appreciate. And this is a labor of love for a community that has done so much for me in the past. And I hope they continue to do more good things for other people in the future. But that's literally all I really wanted to say. And since I will be posting podcasts, short little podcasts, every single day around the same time, around 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm not really going to go on very much longer about that particular topic. It's a big topic going on right now. It's a really big thing going on right now, and so I'll probably comment on it throughout the month. But mostly what I'm here to talk about is the podcast and how that is going to be continuing. The Samhain podcast is going to be coming out next week, if I have my way about it. And I will also be, fun thing that's going on right now is actually I'm in the process of planning for a trip to Ireland. And I've got the itinerary down with my partner, and we're seeing a whole bunch of sites to see, and I'm actually going to be sending lots and lots of pictures. You'll see a lot of it on my Instagram and on my Facebook. You'll be seeing a lot of pictures from Ireland. It's going to be really, really exciting. And I might even, I am going to have to, at least 4 days of the November month, I'm going to be posting these podcasts from Ireland itself. So that's going to be really exciting, and it's a really exciting thing that I've always wanted to do. And I had to go jump through a lot of hoops to get here, but I'm finally going on the 26th of November, and we're going to be there for 10 days, and it's going to be awesome. And it actually is going to be a really great vacation just to get away from all the stress and all the bad stuff that's happening at home. So we're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of pictures. We're going to see a lot of different things. We've already got the itinerary down, but if you have any suggestions of things that might be good to see, because, and I would have to specify they have to be in Dublin, the Dublin area, because the only part of the itinerary that we don't really have planned is the last few days of the trip that's in Dublin. I'm going to be, what we're going to be doing is Vernon is going to be working remotely, so I'm going to be on my own for a few hours of every day in Dublin to wander about and see things that are going on. So if you know something that's going on or is around the Dublin area, or in Dublin itself. That's within walking distance of particular places, but just in Dublin itself. I would love to hear about it and hear some recommendations. And I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on our plans, because we've got, let's see, 21 days until we leave. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of a countdown because I'm really excited about this. But anyway, that's the end of the podcast for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with more updates and more squeeing about my trip to Ireland and talking about what's coming up next for the podcast. All right. Talk to you guys later. And may you always pray with a good fire, no matter where you are. And be well.